Barcelona didn't lose in Belgium, but it sure felt like that, didn't it? I mean, a 3-3 draw against Club Brugge away from home. I think I already saw this game again. This looked very similar to our performances away from home last season in the Champions League. This was something like, I don't know, the game against AS Monaco in the Stade de Louis. This looked like a Barcelona team that, with their high line, they attack great, but they make every attack in Europe equally as deadly. I think that there were two teams playing today. Whenever Club Brugge were on the counter and Lamine Yamal in attack. That's how I can summarize this game. There was nothing else really going on. Lamine versus 11. This team needs to do something about that high line, that defense. This can't continue because we are gonna be battered in the Champions League latter stages if this doesn't change. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And yes, indeed, we have a breakdown of the game against Club Brugge. This is a difficult game to swallow, a interesting game to break down, because it was a great game for the neutral viewer. It was very entertaining to watch. A lot of goals, 6 goals, very frantic game, back and forth. It was very, I would say it was fun. It was a nice football game, entertaining. But let's be honest, for the Barcelona fan like I am, there are many things that I just simply didn't like about it. Plenty of things. I think there are 4 particular brutal lessons that I think Hansi Flick needs to take away from this and learn. And let's just talk about the positive right from the get-go, and that is Lamine Yamal. I think that I've been giving him a lot of stick recently, and he showed up. He carried this team. He put it all on his back, every single one of our team members, and pushed forward and basically just got us a point out in Belgium here. He really tried his best, and he single-handedly got us a point. I think that's the Lamine Yamal that we know he can be and will be as the years continue and progress. He's just such a wonderful player, such a wonderful talent, and I don't have any more adjective to describe how incredible this kid is. He really is the next best thing in the world of football. He's incredible to watch. He's just so fantastic. And it's a pain to see that we cannot put him alongside, I wouldn't say better footballers, but maybe a more flexible, tactical approach that can allow for that prestige or that prolificness, if that's even a word, to shine even more. I think what Messi really had in his peak days is that he had such a wonderful team behind him that he can just shine even bigger, scoring like 90 goals in a year. And I think that we need to create something alongside that with Lamine Yamal. And it's not even that Messi had incredible players. He had an incredible team, and you do not need incredible players to create an incredible team. And I think that that's a debate for a different time. But I think that Lamine Yamal today was incredible, and our team just let it all down, I think, in some instances. But regardless, there are still some few highlights. I think our defense is awful, of course, but yeah, I just want to start with that. I want guys to just know your few thoughts down below. How are you feeling after this game? It is one of those games that you just think is a quick transition, one of those games that you just kind of want to get out of the schedule, because coming into it, I was thinking that, it actually has to be one of those games that we need to get the 3 points. It's not a game like Real Madrid against Liverpool, where Real Madrid, for instance, needed to, they kind of can't afford to lose. One of the games that you look at their fixture list and you could say, okay, I could lose about that. And well, talking about Real Madrid Liverpool, I already made a video discussing that in the channel. So if you didn't watch it, be sure to check that video out. I made a reaction and breakdown of that match, so you can go check it out on the channel. But this game is much more a game that Barcelona needed to win. I think that when we are making the history, or we're making the account, the summary, whatever you want to say it, or the recap of the games that we needed to win throughout this I don't know, league phase, we needed to beat Club Brugge maybe to be in the top 8 and not play those 2 extra legs of the playoffs. And I don't know whether now that's even going to happen. So yeah, we still have some more games to go. We have Frankfurt, I think. Um, we have Frankfurt. We have Chelsea up next at Stamford Bridge, which is going to be very, very big of a game. What else do we? I'm not too sure what else do we have, but there's plenty of games still to go. We still have 4 more games, so interesting stuff. But regardless, I think that our team. Let's just go over our team like we always do. I think that's a good point to start breaking down the team. So let's just go with Club Brugge quickly because I don't have anything to comment about them really. I just wanted to say they had a very good game. I think their substitutions kind of hurt them a bit. I think Carlos Forbes, there you're gonna see the right winger was incredible, ex-Ajax player, really really good. He was so deadly. He was sharp as a knife whenever he went into attacking Barcelona. And that's the thing, we make every single attacker look like Mbappe on its prime. And that's the thing, our high line just allows for that. And I think that's not really what should happen. We cannot allow every single player to be as good when facing us. That's just ridiculous. It's counterintuitive. So they went with Jackers in goal. They went with Sabe, Ordóñez, the guy from Ecuador. They went with Michele and Seis as the back line. They went with Rafael Onyedika, the Nigerian, with Stankovic, who's actually the son of the ex-Inter legend. They went with Carlos Forbes, who I just mentioned, Vanaken, the captain, and Christo Solis, left winger, and Tresoldi, the German striker. And then, you have Barça in the sign-up, right? You got Chesney, Jules Koundé, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Alejandro Valde, Frank de Jong, Marc Casado, Fermin Lopez, Marcus Rashford, Lamine Yamal, and Ferran Torres. First thing that came out to me is that there was no QRC. There was no QRC in the lineup. And when I saw this, I was like, you know what? Flick is maybe not favoring QRC. Maybe it's out of favor for QRC. I kind of sort of mentioned this a few videos ago. I also did a video ranking the players this season. And I was explaining in that video, I think, why QRC maybe isn't having a good season. And you can also check that video in the description down below and on the channel. You should go check it out. I'm going to leave it on the screen right now. And we go basically over every single player and rank them to see how their season is going. And I just think that QRC is not really having a good year. So maybe Flick has understand that. And maybe he has watched that video. Who knows? And he agrees with it. And maybe that's why he played Ronald Araujo and Eric Garcia. But you know what's the problem? No matter who plays, no matter the protagonist, no matter which center back pairing we play out, we look in trouble. We look in trouble because it has nothing to do with the people, with the center backs playing. I thought it did, or that's mainly kind of how we all thought it would. But no, it has to do much more with the pressure. I think the pressure is just all over the place. Don't think there's a consistent press from our midfielders, from our team overall. I think it's all over the place. There really isn't a sort of structure from our pressure. So whenever, Casado presses, then Araujo goes, then Koundé goes, and we're all over the place. We leave gaps. We leave so many gaps in behind, particularly in the midfield, particularly at the top. The problems are much more at the top. And I think that is where we're lacking quite a lot of problems as well. And we're leaving so many gaps in behind. And the other problem is that defense is getting so exposed. And we're not having a goalkeeper like Joan Garcia before the start of the season that saved us quite a lot because he's that sweeper keeper. Chesney today got exposed so many times. The third goal on the counter from Forbes, that was a great counter, by the way, from Club Brugge. It was one of the best counters I've ever seen. It was so direct, so fast, so quick, so smooth. It was like 3 passes and they were already scoring the goal. Vanaken with a kind of half volley pass to Forbes, who was running past Alejandro Valde. That was super easy for them. And then Forbes scored against Chesney. That goal, Chesney was like 10 meters inside our own box, and he needed to be 10 meters outside. He needed to be, like, depending on where your high line is, that's where your goalkeeper has to be. You still have to maintain the shape no matter how further up on the pitch you are, because that's where the goalkeeper has to be to catch the ball, because if not, you leave such a big space and attacks like that can happen. And I think that Joan Garcia has a much better understanding of that. And that's where Chesney had an issue. So we got left there. And of course, I'm not even going to comment on what happened at the end of the game. I think, honestly, there wasn't a foul. In my particular opinion, I think that wasn't a foul. If I was a Club Brugge fan, I would feel robbed, like absolute robbed. I don't think that was a foul. I think that goal should have stand, and I think Barcelona should actually come out of here with a defeat. I think actually Barcelona should be heading in shame because of that, and Chesney particularly should be apologizing to every single Barcelona fan out there in the world, because sending direct DMs to everyone, because I think that was horrible. That was like one of the worst things I've ever seen in football. And I've seen Karius, I've seen Donnarumma, all of them against Benzema. I've seen stupid, crazy things, and that from Chesney was crazy. I just don't think he's a Barcelona-style goalkeeper. He's a great goalkeeper, a great shot stopper, but not a Barcelona-style goalkeeper, particularly for this style of play, and we saw that last season. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say from this. I think that few good points. I mean, good call from Ferran Torres that he came back. I like once again Lamine Yamal taking the team by the scruff of the neck, the game by the scruff of the neck, and pushing the team forward. He was creating a lot of things, association with Fermin Lopez getting 2 assists. He's contributing quite a lot to the team. I really, really like that. Marcus Rashford didn't do that much this game at all, but something that I did like was the associative play of our wings. Like, I like how Lamine Yamal and Koundé sort of form a partnership on the right. I like how Rashford and Balde sort of form a partnership on the left. I like those combinations, but overall our team looked very, very, very flat, very one-sided, and it was all down to Lamine Yamal to create something. So that leads me to the conclusion that maybe Pedri's absence does impact our team quite a lot, and I think that it doesn't take a genius to realize that. We have a lot of trouble circulating the ball whenever Pedri is not in the team, so it clearly shows. I think that we were most of the time just lacking that extra creative player, like we could have done with Dani Olmo much earlier on the field. Marc Gasol was just a passenger by 60 minutes into the game, because we just really didn't need him. Not because he was bad, but because just the game didn't ask for him and his holding midfielder traits, you could say so. And overall, that's kind of one thing. So, like, to summarize, Cubarsí not being there is kind of a message, I think. I think Lamine Yamal just rising up to the occasion is good. I think basically the partnership creating is good. Pedri's absence is really bad, and Joan Garcia needs to be here in the team. That's really what I think of it, of this game. But I just think overall, the main thing you have to take away from this is the high line. The high line is ridiculous. Like, how the hell are we going to make, once again, like I said, it's an ex-Ajax reject, Carlos Forbes, look that good? Like, that makes no sense. You're supposed, like, we attack so good with this style of play, but in return, we make every single team look like, I don't know, prime triple R, you know, like Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Ronaldo. Like, what in the world? You know, they look that deadly in the counter. That makes no sense. That's not a good strategy, in my opinion. I mean, kind of, it works. You have incredible attackers, but right now we have Rashford, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal, and we don't have a proper defensive setup in behind. If you told me last season it worked, yeah, it worked last season, but this season is not working. What's the rigidness? What's the stubbornness to stick with it? I do not understand. I know it. I'm not the manager, I'm not whatever, but I kind of want to see how Flick adapts, because at the end of the day, it's a job. And if I'm doing a job, I kind of want to keep my job, right? So let's just see how it goes. I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with it. Yes, I do. But I don't have a problem with Hansi Flick directly. I have a problem with the high line. You know, I don't hate Hansi Flick. I think people are going to get that mixed up. But that's not why I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't hate Flick. I just want to see how he evolves, and that's how football works. I kind of want to see how he evolves. I want to see how he takes this further, and I'm just here for it. I'm always a Barcelona fan. I support this team. I just think that we desperately need a center back, dude. But we don't have money. That's a problem. We're in such a bad position, guys. What do we do? I feel this is what it feels to be poor, maybe. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. So once again, thanks for watching this video. Check out the other videos you haven't done so already on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.